We thought we'd do a bit of material that's related to game shows.
Seemed appropriate. I take it you're familiar with the game show Catchphrase?
Yeah. We're talking about the original one, not the Stephen Mulhern bullshit thing.
The glory days, the Roy Walker days.
Yeah.
Incidentally, do you remember the time when it looked like Mr. Chips was having a wank? Good times. Good times.
Another random question. I presume you're all familiar with what a bust is.
Familiar with what a bust is? Not a rude question, we mean one of them.
One of those, yeah.
Although, as a side issue, I did have a lovely day Googling the word bust to find that image. A few minutes well spent. The question I want to ask you is, do you remember the time when a bust statue like this competed as a contestant on Catchphrase?
No.
Strange question, there it is. Just breathe that shit in there, it's amazing.
Did Lynn, that's her name, Lynn with one N, did she think that outfit would make her look thinner?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Or maybe she just wanted to look like she had a pair of disembodied hands.
Yeah.
Which is fine until you want to press the buzzer, then it's a problem.
Incidentally, these were the days when £75 was a good prize.
And wearing a double-breasted slip jacket was a good fashion statement.
Yeah.
Moving things to bang up today, we have eggheads. You familiar with eggheads? Yeah. What a bunch of cunts. Thank you very much, good night. Now, I was watching Eggheads the other day and it answered a question I've been pondering for quite a while now. And that is, what is the secret to forming the perfect quiz team?
What is that?
Identical sleeve length. That's of course. Of course. Basically, if it covers your BCG, you're about right.
Yeah, although this guy on the end's a bit of a maverick, isn't he, with the kind of shorter sleeves?
No, he's just got fatter arms, Glenn. Fatter arms. By the way, don't wash them all together because that one will reap the demerits of all of it. It's a confusing image, but it sort of works.
Now, from Eggheads to the slightly more elitist game show, University Challenge. Ooh, weird response for University Challenge.
It's sort of a zombie response,
yeah.
I'm not really sure. Incidentally, this man's not going to make it past middle age. Quite aggressive. Very, very aggressive man.
Yes, but the main question here is this a real name, or did someone just fall awkwardly on a keyboard?
There's a lot of P's going on. Very nearly had to break into a new light box.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And this name's not much better, is it? I mean,
no.
Putting Smith on the end doesn't make it any more common.
But the final game show we want to refer to is Pointless. Incidentally, Glenn, do you remember the time when a puffin snuck into the Pointless studio?
I don't.
Just snuck in and sat on the top of it. And that's just too easy. There's nothing. Sheep Shack? I don't know. Now, if you're not familiar with Pointless, the basic premise is they survey 100 people, give them 100 seconds to list as many answers related to a specific topic, and then the people in the studio have to name what they think the most obscure answer is. There's no material on this, I'd just like to tell you what Pointless is.
Very interesting.
It's basically like a backwards version of Family Fortunes, but for middle-class people.
Well, they have shredded wheat in the title. You notice that? Shredded wheat.
God's breakfast. This is lovely.
Now, the thing with this is we're looking here at just how some of the answers just show how the general knowledge of the UK leaves a lot to be desired.
It's very true.
For example, in 3 separate picture surveys, 2 people couldn't identify this.
It's a piano.
15 people didn't know where this was.
House of Parliament, London.
And 10 people had never seen one of these.
A fucking hedgehog! Not a fucking hedgehog, but just a hedgehog. So, okay, so 98 people recognise that. So, I mean, 2 people looked at that picture and went, absolutely no idea, I don't know.
Some kind of wind instrument, I don't know.
Yeah. Is it the Houses of Parliament? But it's not as worrying as when 14 people couldn't correctly identify this! The only... There's fucking Africa there, for fuck's sake!